Yeah. There was a screensaver.
This is Phil,
Howdy.
and that's a carburetor. A lot of times people have trouble telling the difference, but Phil is taller than the carburetor. There's Darren,
Hey.
and I'll introduce you to what is the name of this machine?
This is a Suzuki Vincent 500cc. Yeah.
Okay, it's one of those. Okay.
No, it is.
It's all of that. Just
It's all of that together.
There's various parts laying on the ground. Is reason for that is just the gravity caught it.
You know, it's a gravity thing.
What is in that bucket there thing? That's a technical. That's a technical term.
Hey, remember that front drive shaft thing I bought?
Yeah.
That's right there.
that's right there.
That's in this bucket.
It's the handy in the bucket.
I told you I had it. I
Yeah.
couldn't find it.
It's just one of those things.
I
hate
know
that.
he tells me he never loses nuts and bolts, but I've noticed he bought a backup here
I
with
bought
him.
lots of this.
I'm thinking that
There's
possibly
nothing worse
he
than
might
that.
figure we might drop
How many hours you spend going, oh, I dropped.
So, I don't know what I did. So this is the upper motor mount. Okay?
Uh-huh.
And it looks like I took the cutoff wheel and cut the ear off or something. At some point, I must have needed the ear thing off of it. But here's the thing: if we can get the back one, the bottom two, like, this thing's super cheap, and it's all it is that top motor mount. But we need this. This is the most important part. This is the part that holds the coil on.
Okay.
So we got that. See what I'm saying? So I don't think it was anything into the coil. I guess what I'm getting at is we put the whole thing together
And just
order that.
In order that, and
Because
just put that on when it
there's
comes in.
something else. Unless we wanted to run a piece of all thread through it,
Put all thread through it.
we could do that. You know, that'd get us up and running. It's no different.
Yeah, it'd be the same.
Is it quarter 20 or doesn't matter?
Whatever will go through.
Through that hole.
I've got there's some quarter 20 there, but I've got some in the deal and I got some out back here. So
That'd be perfect. And we could just, and then I needed
Need that piece for something else.
because it would have come down with a loop, you know, it would have been rounded on the bottom with a hole drilled through it for that to fit through.
Yeah.
So I must have needed some kind of a mount for something, and it was like, oh well, here I'm not using this. I'll just order another one.
Yeah, by the time I'll have this done, and by the time I'm not going to work on that for a couple weeks anyway. So yeah,
It'll be fine. I'll have another one by then.
I'll remember it. That's my favorite thing.
Perfect.
All right.
Yep. I bet
That in with all thread.
this guy, yeah.
well, I always have a spare all thread, don't everybody?
Through from your side. All
There
it's
you go,
got to
Bob.
do is fit. It's just got to fit through there.
Everybody carries all thread in their back pocket, don't they? I mean, always have which
Oh, that's gonna work perfect. isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
So mark it.
I'm getting a marking device.
There's marking pin in there. Oh, got it. All right.
We had it when we were doing the PVC stuff. When we're not doing
I
PVC.
wouldn't cut it. This side's fine. I
Uh,
wouldn't make it super long. About right there, yeah.
all righty. We go take care of this.
All right, I'm gonna put the
And I'm
back cross. You know what? I can do it this way.
There's this way, that way, and the right way.
Exactly. And that way.
And then there's Phillips way. There's always four or five ways of doing that. Have you ever tried the correct way? I mean, just a thought.
What have I done to all the parts? I don't know. I bought some. There's like brand new stuff in here.
I've got a lot
The
of
actual Suzuki stuff, not like I must have just rated the Suzuki website.
I thought this brand used Harbor Freight was
Yeah.
the brand I thought it was. I
It's-
didn't know it was Suzuki there.
No. It's going to be more Harbor Freight, but
Harbor Freight. Well, it's good to know, what kind it is. Should we put a Harbor Freight sticker on it or Suzuki?
Sponsored.
Are you listening, Harbor Freight? Yes. We didn't bow when we said the word.
Uh-oh.
Have you ever passed Harbor Freight without stopping?
Hey, I did something I didn't think I would ever do. Is I was helping Ricky put his radiator in, and I didn't take. I forgot what I needed over. Oh, I didn't take a 19 millimeter open end wrench over there, and so we had to go to Harbor Freight. And I walked in and out of Harbor Freight for under $60.
Now, guys, I've never questioned his truthfulness until now.
Okay, but
We believe the Bigfoot thing, sort of, but this is a little bit far fetched.
okay, but hang on. To redeem myself, I didn't just buy a 19 millimeter open end wrench. I bought a set of them.
Okay.
And a set of line open end wrenches.
All right. Okay. It's getting a little more believable than at first. When he first said it, guys, I hated to say it, but I was thinking bad about him. But now that he went ahead and finished out the statement, that's believable. All right. You're redeemed, Phil. Folks, he was saying he went in Harbor Freight and only bought one item, and I just questioned him right then.
I'm gonna leave these loose until we get. We'll leave actually all these motor mounts loose.
Does the term loose and slopping mean anything?
It's a German term.
Is it?
Yeah, and there's Gudentight.
Gudentight?
Gudentight.
I never knew you knew foreign languages.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Well, I knew you knew taco, but
Taco, burrito. I got all that stuff.
all of it.
Yeah.
You're learning Spanish quite well, let's see.
Baño.
I found that one time.
Yeah.
But I was needing it real bad.
It's not one of those things that you play. It looks like a guitar with a drum head on it.
It's not.
No.
Has something to do with water and flushing sounds.
That was a lesson. It was horrible. And don't ever order the mariachis. Those things are terrible.
Well, you learn whenever you go to Mexico, you learn that term baño real quick because it comes up a lot.
Yeah.
The need, anyway, comes up a lot. Montezuma had some kind of revenge or something one time. If you know anything about that.
What are you looking for?
He's looking for a Suzuki.
Not trust me anymore.
He's looking for a running Suzuki. That's what he told me.
What? Hey, you know a trick to that all threads to run this nut? Well, you can do it from the other side. If you put a nut on it, yeah, and then it doesn't mess the threads up.
Darren, I don't know where those cutter wheels are, and they're.
I'll just look for one.
Is this your eye is rusting story?
I remember a guy who had to strip this wire on the forklift at the carpet store one time, and he did. And he got the insulation right in his eye, and we had to go to the hospital. I remember that.
Happened. There are many visits to the emergency room in this family.
2 more, and I get a free operation. My punch card will be full.
I'm sorry, sir. We've already taken your appendix once.
Yeah, but I got the coupon.
This coupon is not good. It's already gone, sir. With proper, diet thing, the human body can stand many abuses, such as hammers, saws, motorized equipment,
Hey,
4-wheel riding.
hey, Darren, I don't even know why you're messing with this. Over at the Honda place, I got brand new ones. I mean, it'd save a lot of time and work, wouldn't it? No, just go get a new one.
Well, when the guy said it'd only be 10 years of your salary is what bothered him a lot.
Yeah. Well, think about how easy it'd be. There we go.
And he still thinks I should pay him. You know, that's pretty rude just to ask for money every week.
Every week?
Yeah. And he wants to eat all the time, you know, like 3 times a day.
Man, I think you're spoiling him.
Well, I gave him water. Yeah, it was out of a hydrant, but I gave it to him. He complains about the least little thing.
I'm telling you what, kids nowadays.
Yeah, and he wanted a vehicle to go home. It's only 30 miles. He could have walked it.
Oh.
I told you I walked 5 miles to school both ways, uphill. And it did, and I told you it did snow in the summertime. Y'all just weren't aware of it.
Snowed.
You know, there was that law. They couldn't build a schoolhouse across the street from your house.
Yeah.
There was that law, and it's held to this day.
It was horrible. Everyone's house was 5 miles. Yeah. We could put the school here, but no.
The part
Nope.
that bothered me when Dad told the story, he said that it was uphill both ways. Now, I not understood that. We once drew a picture of him going to school, and we put it over mountains and everything, and his house was right across the street.
Yeah, but he had to walk through.
Yeah,
all
I
the
had to
stuff
walk
still to
through.
go to school.
You
Yeah.
couldn't walk across the street. Now he was in Arkansas, and I do believe a lot of times that to go from right across to the house next door, there'd be a valley or something. You had to go around. So maybe he was telling the truth.
So we've been looking at land in the Kiamishis, and so the last little bit of land we went and looked at, I took Amanda with us, right? So me, Amanda, and Jamie, we went down there, and it was so I was gonna buy it sight unseen. It sounded perfect. Okay. And so we pull up, and there's a guard, right? And so you have to check in with him. It's a weird deal. It's a kind of a private. I don't know how to explain it. It's the piece of land we were looking at butts up to a 10,000 acre game preserve. And so you have to own land on there to get in. Yeah. And there's not that many people out there. But anyway, long story, but anyway. So we pull up to the gate, and the guy looks at me, and he's looking at the pickup, and he goes, "This is a 4-wheel drive, right?" And I go, "No." And he went, "This is exactly what he did." He went, "I think you'll be okay."
You know, that is the.
I've never been told louder not to go up there than you should be okay. That's the worst thing ever. It was this long, awkward pause. He was just like he was really debating if it's going to do. Yeah, he was trying to figure. He's adding it up in my brain how I had to go to get to this land I wanted to look at. And he's like, "Yeah, there's 2 strings." Well, if he could, he was kind of doing. Yeah, you'd probably be all right. Did you ever do any professional driving?
He said many people had survived going up there. There were a lot of people that came back.
But I was trying to tell Amanda, I was like, these are mountains. We actually have mountains in Oklahoma. Little
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. I mean, she's been to Broken Bow, but I mean, we're in the mountains. She was just like, wow. And I go, yeah, don't get, like we're walking around this land, and I go, don't get too far. You can't see the truck that's sitting on the road. And she's like, why? And I go, because one time I got lots of deer hunting down here. I walked like 10 feet from the truck.
Been there, done that. And when I got back, they moved the camp to the other side of the road.
The truck was sitting on the other side of the
It's
road.
true. Now, who got in there, stole the truck, moved it on the other side of the road without the keys? I've not figured out.
Well, and that was the reason we didn't end up getting that piece of land. There was a hill. It was all the pickup truck could do to get out of. Going down wasn't too bad, but coming back up, I was sliding, and it was bad.
Well, Darren said y'all just bought it and brought it back here, so it'd be closer.
Yeah, the only part I didn't like is where it was.
Yeah. You like what it was. It's just too far to drive, so bring it closer.
Bring it over, yeah.
Put it near town. Well, he was the same guy with, had the well and he wanted to cut them up into post holes.
You make it easier. You just looked at me like I was stupid. Okay, so before I want to tighten all this up, I want to make sure we have the skin. So now we can crank it down if you want.
Folks, many of these parts are not authorized by Suzuki, I've been told.
No, this in grab another nut too.
So if it, OEM Suzuki parts are, I'm not sure that all thread is OEM Suzuki.
You know what? But what did that cost us? Where that bolt from Suzuki probably $30.
Like a 6-week shipping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it nearly cost me. The spider that it was laying next to almost bit me, so it could have been expensive, but since I had it back there. Dangerous. He's got the red bag. Not the red bag. No.
I brought some tank tools in case we need them. Like my little ratchet, just for working on watches.
Watch repair and computer repair.
So I got an extension.
I need a deep one.
Computer repair, that's what that's hammer for, right? He's going for toolbox number 2. He's still able to lift it.
This is the one I carry in my bait. You definitely want to make sure
You open the right way. It's like
I've opened them up a couple of times, upside down.
almost every.
There's a jingling sound a lot of times that call out.
Harbor Freight should sponsor us.
Yeah,
This is another Harbor Freight tool. I guess made a mistake on the name there. Harbor Freight tool there.
Well, that looks like it might be.
Well, now that we believe Philip, he went to Harbor Freight and bought one and more of the items. He claimed he just bought one, but he did buy more than one. So he's believable again.
That's a 10.
Many of those have numbers on the side of them there.
These are all mixed up.
See, you thought I wouldn't have all threads. I mean, there was disbelief. He said, he won't have all thread. And I said, which size do you want? It's in my kitchen cabinet. You know that. Along with WD-40 in the bathroom for brushing my teeth. Don't do that, folks.
Disclaimer, don't.
Disclaimer, do not do that. That was humor, joke.
Comedy. Chucky chuckle.
All right. This is a dog, and he doesn't help much. But he thinks he does.
It's on the Milwaukee, if you wonder.
Oh, ready?
Should be.
Looks like it is bigger.
We'll just stretch that one out.
Make it fit.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Probably 14, maybe.
Yeah.
You need a long one or right? Yeah, so my buddy Rick said, hey, can you help me put this radiator in my Jaguar? I was like, of course.
A radiator?
Why not? Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Come on, man. Radiator? Pizza cake.
Did you have to pull the motor?
2 days into it, I was like, these mechanics don't get paid enough to work on Jaguars.
Really?
There's just no room in it. There's no. But we did it.
Is he going to ever drive it?
He better. Yeah, he's already driving it around. The thing is he got the car cheap.
Uh-huh.
Kind of a inheritance kind of thing.
Oh, yeah?
So you can't blame the guy. I'd want to get it running too, but valve covers took all day on it one day. Oh, we didn't even get both valve covers on.
Really?
Yeah.
Just the spacing of it all?
It's just so tight in there. You can't do anything to it. It just.
Could you turn the bike upside down so you can see you working better? You notice the silence, folks?
Yeah. Wait. If we're YouTube mechanics, isn't this thing just supposed to go together like nothing? I've been trying to
I've watched them.
montage thing.
I've watched them 30 seconds.
Do it all.
Hang on. Montage.
Yeah, 30
Wait,
seconds. It's done. Yeah. I've often wondered how they did it in 30 seconds.
That you don't even have to do anything that matters. Like in Better Off Dead, I think they cleaned the air filter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they drove off that nice, beautiful Camaro. Wasn't it Camaro?
Did you get the one in the front?
About to.
Yeah, I knew you were just resetting.
I just want to get a better look at it. That's what it is.
Now I know there's a front one too.
He's using the metric crescent wrench again.
Oh, did I grab the metric one?
Yeah.
Well, that's lucky. I mean, you had a 50-50 shot.
I don't hear any running sound yet.
It's running right now. It's just eco-friendly. And
Man,
quiet.
it is quiet.
This is the greenest of all the this model.
It gotten good gas mileage last 2 or 3 years, I heard.
Yeah.
When it was sitting in
Sitting
your
in the
garage.
shed,
Yeah, in the shed there. So,
Well,
folks,
that's
if you
true.
want to get good gas mileage, just take it over to Phil's house.
It's gone from Phil's house to
Uh-huh.
Dad's house. See, it's not with
Well,
no gas.
it likes to rest. It doesn't like to be strained a lot.
It's
So,
easier on the engine.
if you want to get good gas mileage, just don't strain your engine by starting it. And editing, all your mistakes will disappear.
Unless they're funny.
Unless it's a funny mistake.
Unless it's funny, and then that's
Maybe
all the
it stays
video's
with
going to
you
be.
for life.
And
We can hang out.
all right.
No, let's sit down for this and that.
Oh.
It's spreading.
There we go.
I bet we can fix that later.
That'll be. Wire that in.
That looks like a gigantic plug-in or something.
This is your
Computer?
Yeah. And it's supposed to. It's got two like rubber. I think that's to engage your front four-wheel drive. So we should probably figure that out. Was that just a relay?
Looks like it.
No. No. Not after what happened last time.
What's funny is I have a new boss. What's funny, he's a me though. He was in our competitor's shop and he'd been there for like 30 years.
Right.
And it turns out he was trained by the same guy that trained me.
Oh.
So they're like, oh, I think they'll butt heads. It's like, no, I love Darren. He knows what he's doing. And so it's been pretty funny. They're like, the last guy that was horrible. He fixed everything with the phone. He called in crews.
Oh, really?
He's like, well, you can't fix that water line in the ceiling. I was like, well, why? Because it bowed. And it's like, well, we'll have to call somebody in to do that.
Clad pre-wired.
Oh, so it's already done.
Yeah.
They just roll it
They just
on.
rolled it out. The only
I think
part
we're in
that's
the
got-
wrong profession.
The only
Man,
part that's actually got real conduit is where it comes out of the ceiling down to the.
all you got to do is have somebody send an electric volt from one end to the other, double check it, and you're fine. You're gone.
I've got a tone finder. You can just clamp that
Yeah.
on one wire and go to the other end and go. Yep, we're good. Without even hooking it up.
Yeah. I love the tone finder. I use it all the time. Because my
The one I've got is made for RJ45 network. Can you see what color that wire is right there? What do you got?
the back one,
Either one. What do you got?
red and black.
Okay, well I got red and green. So let's go. Is the front one green or red or black?
You've got a
front
green
one
one
is
in there. On
Red and black, but more black than red. One's red with a black stripe, one's black with a red stripe.
Oh, crap. Well, that's just where it goes. See what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? All right, now you can put the stitch lever on if you want.
Alrighty.
Bolt up. Well, it's got one on the top, one on the side.
All right.
There's one.
Here. Oh, this goes up here. Okay.
I cheated. I showed him where it was.
What?
I can be taught. It takes a patient to
The jury.
So I got your tripod in the back of the truck.
Well,
Did we
thank
tell
you.
you the tripod story?
What happened with the tripod?
I'm probably gonna owe you a pulley.
Okay, no biggie. I got more pulleys.
How big was the branch?
What did it pull up?
Did you know that the gap in between that pulley and the plate that's on the side of it
Yeah.
will perfectly fit over your lawnmower blade like this and jam into it?
He cuts grass. He puts oil on it, and he goes and tries to get my pulley
So
with
what?
a lawnmower. But
I'll be honest, I am not having the best time mowing.
you know, they make these guys that you can call on the phone that mow yards.
Yeah, but you've seen my yard.
Yeah, then he just get a heart attack by just hearing
Oh,
the
that would be
estimate.
hilarious. Get an estimate and just have them, show up or drive by and look at the front yard. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, I want $20."
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And does this?
Oh, windows already hooked up.
Oh, okay. Show you ha. Daha.
Hey,
All right.
We have a shift cable and shifter.
this thing in my finger.
All right. Where does that go?
Real power. But you gotta take that out of it first.
Huh?
Take the bolt out first. See, it's got we'll see.
Yeah.
And I think it's only got like one. You might have to try a bunch of different spines. It seems like it only has one set.
Okay.
Like there's like one spaced out further than the rest of them.
It's right there in the middle. I think that's right.
But does it have the banjo built in it? Hopefully with two. Yeah. Right. It's
Y'all watch way too many movies.
Yep. At certain times, you didn't have a choice. Having kids at a certain age. You had kids in the early 2000s. You watched Shrek. No, you did. You did. You had to. There's no way you could have avoided it.
and you know who the Wiggles are.
Yeah.
Has
You know
anybody seen Princess's Bride?
Well, and what's funny to me, it's always like, no, my kids will watch the one I like the most. Why? Because, well, that's all I can do.
Several of the kids could say the lines.
Just restarting the DVD. I had a cool old piece of technology venture when it was still business. I got a free VCR when I was just moved out. I thought it was super cool because it would play, rewind, and play again.
Oh yeah.
Because it was made for advertising. It was just to run the same, stupid little ad on a videotape at whatever it was supposed to be selling.
That goes to it. Now, here's how this works. We take that banjo nut out, right? There
Alrighty.
should be two brass washers.
Correct.
One goes on the back side, one goes on the front side of the hose.
Okay. And there's a little hole in the bolt. Yeah, look. He can be taught. Slowly, by someone with patience.
Hydraulics? It's a hydraulic cylinder, right?
Has hydraulic discs front and back.
Oh, cool.
That's something new that I'm not familiar with.
I bet your Polaris is at it.
Every motorcycle I had a cable, and it was usually frayed or didn't work,
Or it didn't work, yeah.
or you didn't dare touch it, it'd break.
Yeah. Or it just lock up solid and would
Yeah.
let loose.
As you're driving, if
Either
you're
the
miles an hour.
brakes are only on or off.
Yeah.
And once you put them on,
When the rear end comes over your head, is that
I
bad?
think feed it through on the other side of the cable.
like this,
No. No.
like that,
No.
like that.
Yeah.
Aye.
Because it's awesome when you know the throttle cable's too short and you turn right and it gives it full gas.
You remember that time we went down to Weber's Falls and we got the belts and hooked them together to get your motorcycle out?
Yeah, I do remember that. We
He
were
said-
deep in there too.
And he told me, he said, we drove up this hill and we said, man, nobody ever makes it up this hill. And then we got to the top and it had a paper plate that said, Powder Puff Trail.
It was all we could do to get up there, man.
And Darren, Philip said he wouldn't drink any grapefruit juice. And I said, you'll drink the whole quart. He said, I hate grapefruit juice. You know what he did?
I drank a whole quart of grapefruit juice. It's better than Gatorade. Oh yeah.
Oh, to replenish you.
That's amazing we got out of there, though, with those belts. I mean, that was a terrible place.
It was. We were in the worst place possible. We had to pull it up a hill.
Uh-huh.
No, I mean, like a rocky. It was bad.
And I'm driving that monster street bike. I mean, it's
Street
not,
bike with dirt tires on it.
it had a dirt gear,
CB350
but
Honda
Yeah.
Scrambler. So
500
Back-
pounds.
back then, so to make a street bike and dirt bike, they put knobbies on it and they just raise the exhaust up. You know, we're burning, getting holy.
We're an extra Bernie.
That's it.
So you wouldn't snag that on anything important other than your legs.
CB350 Scrambler, twin cylinder.
It will pull a bike out, though.
It is a lot of motorcycle.
What's funny about that is all I really remember is I thought the paint job was gorgeous on those two
They were
bikes.
both gold. I remember
Yeah, I
that.
just thought they were just the prettiest things I ever saw.
I had to
did.
run it full speed and low. I mean,
Yeah,
all
it
the
did
gas
like
went on.
35, 40 first year.
Oh, so see, he never even saw second gear. That still reminds me when I was like,
Yeah, it's got a button on the side of it. You gotta push it towards its shift.
okay.
And then it seems like you gotta, mine you gotta push the gear shift down. Or the brake lever. I mean. Is it moving anything?
No.
Well, that should be neutral right there. See, that's what I'm saying. I think maybe we don't have it. We need to find where neutral is first.
Okay.
Let's take this back off just for fun.
Take it off, get a vice grips or something.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have gears. It's just it just has forward, neutral. No, it has low, high. Hang on, it's high, low, neutral, reverse.
Just wiggle it in and out, too.
Did it move?
Mhm.
Okay, that's something. So, did you go one up? Hang on, I think
That did something.
still.
Still in gear.
Hang on, let's rock it a little bit.
No, that locked it.
Hey,
There you go.
I think you had it. No,
Okay. That's it.
I think it was in there.
Now try it.
Yep.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay, that's neutral, and I think that's where the gear shifter is. In the middle, right there is is over and up is park. Right
Okay.
there is neutral. That's low, and then that's reverse. I don't know why it doesn't want to go in. It should go all the way up.
Would WT-40 help any?
Maybe. I'm just trying to see what's behind it. This is-
Drips. If you can get the end of the cable and spray it up in it if you can. May have a nut on it, may not be able to.
I don't know why it's.
Can you look underneath or is there?
Yeah, just take this back off. I mean,
Yeah. I'll
I like
do a little of
editing.
this. Take it off.
Here's the thing. The shifter itself is pretty hard to find,
Uh huh.
but the rebuild kit's easy. So
Okay.
the worst case is we just take it apart, we put on new bushings, and yeah, it's all plastic, you know, bushing and stuff.
Plastic.
See if it'll go all the way up right there. There shouldn't be anything at all hooked to it. Push the button in. Okay, see that should be reverse, neutral, and left. So why doesn't it want to go?
1,
Can you turn it upside
2,
down and look underneath, see if there's anything jammed
3,
in it?
4. And click on 4.
Yeah, no.
There.
Yeah, it does. Doesn't it?
No hydraulics involved, right?
No, it's all cables.
At least have something, you know, to pull
Right.
against.
Pull against, yeah, because I was.
It's almost just like it stops.
Okay, could the length of the cable be too short?
Oh, but it should be longer, right?
Yeah, looks like longer
So,
because you keep going forward. What stops it?
In other words, is there a cable adjustment?
I see what you're saying.
There's a screwdriver right there. Let's see if I can take the whole shroud off.
Hey, you know what? Unhook this cable up here, and that'll tell us if it's the cable or the shifter not going forward.
Oh, I got you.
Hang on a second. Okay. Okay. Now, push this thing in. They're pushing it down.
Yeah, then it would go like.
Okay. So here's the thing. It wasn't all the way up into that deal.
Is the end of it broke off?
No, it's kind of what it looks like. See?
Okay.
Okay, does it slide? Will it slide down further down?
Yeah, I think the handle was just too high. Is what Phil's saying. I think that's all it was.
Here it is. I think this is the part that's not working. So try to put the handle back on it and see if it'll. The handle should face out.
Could the handle be on backwards? Is what I'm wondering.
Because here's the back rack. So how does it go on like that? So the handle should be that.
Should have filled it full of WD-40, but probably were.
I did the shaft.
You got the shaft.
As soon as I said it.
Could leave it hanging out there, man. I'd take it. I've got a stupid idea. Back
Oh.
that screw out.
Put something up in it.
Nope, I think the screw's too long and it's holding the rod down.
Put a washer. Screw sets in the middle of the slot, doesn't it? Maybe holding it
It's
somewhere.
working like that, right?
Yep.
Screw's too long.
Screw's too long or it's too wide. But it fits the threads though. What does it screw into on the other side?
Just a rod.
Is it plastic?
That's steel.
Oh, okay. That's it then.
The bolt went in.
Okay, will it go in park?
Probably, but I
Park
gotta,
is over and up.
break
Is
it, right?
Yeah.
See if that one will fit it.
My problem's going over, but I don't know if it's. I think it's gonna be too small, Pop. It's gonna be too small, Pop.
All right.
I
I got a bigger
pull
one.
that down. I don't know if I have enough fingers to put it all the way over. It's jamming up, but I don't know why.
Those are bigger. Will that fit it? It's a bolt though.
How about it? See, that's what I told you. That screw's too long. It's stopping the shaft.
Wow.
Good catch. That's
It's
crazy.
got those screw washers, so it should stay there.
That allows me to go.
Okay, so
It comes over here, then it seems like it whacks this side.
if I remember right, it pulls that one other rod up when it does that. So remember, there's two cables that go to it.
Yeah. So, which it looks like it's supposed to go in this hole.
So it won't. Does it have a reverse?
It does have reverse. The reverse is all the way down.
Oh, okay. What does it all the way under? What is all the way up on the other side? Okay.
So it locks all four tires. You know,
Gotcha.
like you park on your car.
You can live without that till we figure it
That's what
out.
I'm saying. It'll run without that. But it would be kind of nice if it worked.
Here, switch plus with me. Okay. See, we get over here.
Oh,
See what I'm saying?
this whole thing's out.
Yeah, it looks like it's out of.
Yeah, and I think that'll work.
Now let's skip the break.
Oh yeah.
Now try it.
Park.
There's Park.
Piece of cake. Piece of cake.
Pizza cake.
Pizza cake.
I didn't even know that.
Okay,
Piece of
so
cake.
right now, this is in neutral, right? The
It should
bike
be.
is still in neutral. So we want to put this. Oh, where's the brake thing?
Back there.
Okay, so we want to put this in neutral. That's neutral. So here's the thing. We want to set this, right?
Uh huh.
You want to put this lever back on. Where does this go, man? Does that not have a... anything?
That's yeah. Yeah, I couldn't find anything to help that.
Okay,
As
we'll
of
look
yet.
around. There's something that goes in. I think it's... maybe it comes off of one of these or something.
There's a, is that a screw hole?
No.
Don't keep it too far away.
Well, and here's the thing. If we get stuck, we can go look at mine. You know, I mean, it's
The joy of having a twin machine.
okay. But I'm gonna let you put that shift lever back on. Now it should shift as long as because the bike's in neutral, the shift lever's in neutral, right?
Correct.
So now if you hook it back up,
Should be in neutral.
technically it should be right there by your screwdriver. On the ground. Okay, it's right here. There you go.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, see if it's just give it some.
Verse.
Brake. Okay.
I know you didn't say it, but I swore in my head you just said, great. I was like, great? Yep. I don't know why, but it did me funny too.
No, it can't be the heat.
I'm not losing it.
So I think it takes just FYI, so we'll get the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
I think it takes 3/4 of it.
You think this is a good breaking point?
I think so. I'm about
Tired. I think if we get frustrated, it'll be bad.
Yeah, it'll start breaking stuff.
Then I break things.
But here's the thing.